How's it going, everybody? So, the first part of my channel is essentially just me following God's command and listening to what He tells me my purpose is for right now, and that is Ezekiel 33:3, the Watchman. But He keeps putting it on my heart that the other half, another thing I'm supposed to do with my channel is I'm supposed to encourage the brethren. I'm supposed to speak out to the brothers. And I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that here lately, I've seen a few videos of brothers that were just genuinely broken in spirit. I mean, I watched a video of a gentleman, I think it was last week, and just about the entire video, this man was just bawling his eyes out, respectfully, and praying that God would let us come home finally. He just wants to go home, and I don't like bright lights, and I certainly 100% understand the way that feels, because I've been through a lot in my life, man. I know everybody says that, but by the time I was 15, I had seen things most grown men will die never seen. And I'm in my mid-30s now. I used to think that my life had just been a complete nightmare, but the truth about it is, even though my life was incredibly hard, and I went through a lot of very, very dark times that were extremely painful, I just came through another painful era here recently. The truth of the matter is, though, my perspective on it had to change. I was looking at my life like everything had gone wrong, and I wasn't understanding that even though I knew this, everything happens for a reason. I mean, that's, if you know me, that's my mantra, basically. That's my number one saying: everything happens for a reason. And I knew logically that everything that I had been through, all the literal hell that I had walked through by myself for the most part, it happened for a reason. And all that pain, all that suffering, that was necessary to build parts of me for what my purpose will be in the future, for what God has for me in the future. And if I'm completely honest, the thought of that scares me, because the amount of stuff that I went through, if that was just a preparation, I don't know if I'll be able to handle that, but with God, all things are possible. But I guess I'm trying to get the point across that I understand walking around with more pain than you feel like you can handle, more pain than you feel like any one man should have to carry, more burden. I understand what it feels like to be completely and utterly broken, just completely devastated. And for me, I think that actually shaped the way my relationship with God went for a long time. Because, I I'm not trying to say that I never did anything wrong. I absolutely ruined some amazing relationships. I screwed over a lot of people. I did a lot of really terrible stuff. But at the same time, everybody that I like really wanted in my life, or that was supposed to be in my life, I feel like they abandoned me, or they just got tired of it. And I think the way that all that happened shaped the way I see God for a long time, because if I can't even have another human genuinely love me and genuinely care about me, why in the world would God care enough about me to take care of me, to choose me, make me one of his chosen? Why? I'm just a burden. God, why? Why would you why me? Until here recently, it was almost impossible for me to really, truly accept that. But I'm always telling God, like, I talk to him like he's my father, like he's right here in front of me. I don't know my actual father. So, as far as I'm concerned, God is my father. And I talk to him like he's my father. Dad, I need help. Dad, I need you to tell me what you need me to do. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Un momento. Alright, I'm back. So I would ask God, like, Father, if you really do have a plan for me, I need you to start telling me something, start giving me something, start showing me something, so that I know I'm not just making this up in my own head. And maybe in another video I'll tell you about all the incredible supernatural experiences I've had that God has sent me, that have really just split my chest wide open. But in this instance, I'd ask him, and I had multiple people just come up to me and start talking to me, and then they'd get frustrated and they start screaming. And one guy in particular, he said, "Do you really think you're a chosen one? You really think God would waste his time on you?" And me and him had never had a conversation about that before. So I knew in that moment that that was a supernatural experience. Whether it was positive or negative, it didn't matter. I knew what it was. It was a demon speaking through that guy, trying to break me and sow doubt. But at the same time, I knew what it was. And then another time, I had a random guy, he said something about, "You just think you're a chosen one or something." And obviously I had never had that conversation with him, but it's still hard for me to perceive that in my head. I just trust God, and I trust God that all the hell I walked through was for a purpose, and it wasn't just for nothing. And I trust God that the pain that I carry is for a purpose. And I trust God that he's got me here for a purpose. I've died. Like, I died 3 separate times in one night. The hospital revived me twice, and the third time that I flatlined, they said no, he's not going to pull through. And God said, no, you're going back. So I'm here for a purpose. What that purpose is, I'm not sure, but I feel like this is part of it. And I just want you brothers to know, no matter how much pain you're in, there's a purpose to the pain, man. There's a purpose for the brokenness. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to feel all alone. It sucks. It's terrible. But it's okay. It really is, man. And something that God said to me a long time ago that I've carried with me. Every time I start getting down, or I start getting winded, or I start feeling like I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. Because I had suicidal thoughts for a long time. Satan's been trying to take me out since before I was born, bro. In every way possible. One time when I was younger, God said, get up. You're not done yet. Get up. You got more. I start talking about some of this stuff and I get emotional. Just because of how deep it hits. And for anybody out there doubting, I know my testimony is not going to change your perspective 100%, not going to convince anybody 100%. But trust me when I tell you, 1,000,000,000% there is a God, and yes, He loves you with everything in Him. And yes, He sent His Son to die for you so that you could go home when you're done here. So, trust Him and get up. You're not done yet. You've still got breath in your lungs. You're not done yet. Your heart's still beating. You're not done yet. Oh, death, where is that sting? Get up. Love you guys, man. Hope this encourages somebody.